All righty, we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome. The boys are back. Another reselling show. We're live and everything. Glad everybody can go ahead and be with us. For those watching on the replay, hey, thanks a lot. Don't forget, set a reminder. We're here on Wednesday nights at 10 o'clock, either my channel or Oscar's channel. So you can go ahead and come and join us and be a part of a wonderful, awesome show. And with that, to my co-host, my buddy, my pal. How you doing, brother?
Doing good, doing good. What's up, everybody? I'm happy to be back on with you guys. Another reselling show. I know we got an interesting topic. Q4. Is everyone ready? I know I'm ready. What
Yeah.
about you? Ready?
You know, I'm going to tell you something. And the reason why I picked this up tonight is that I don't know if I'm ready, and it sounds like I'm not I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and that's not it is. I don't know how ready I am. I've been collecting. I've been going. When I would go out and I would source toys and stuff, and the ones that were selling good and everything, I would literally only send in like half of what I had to see how it would sell and see where the pricing would be. So I held back, a bunch of toys, and then I went and I found more, and I would just keep stockpiling, getting ready to go ahead and send in. Well, I don't know about you or about anybody watching. I know there's a Discord that I'm in, and a lot of people have been getting it. But all of a sudden now, I'm getting hit with that. You need to show compliance paperwork, for toys and stuff. And so where I thought I was ready, I may have to pivot. Now, the good thing about that is typically, they send them in, they send them out to all the sellers. If a couple of sellers respond, it kind of goes away and everything, right? So they have the paperwork on file. So I don't know. That's why, I may have to pivot and, see what I have to do. And so I'm ready for Q4 from having inventory and having, the toys that people, that they can't find anymore that they were buying up a lot. So I'm ready for that. But I may have to pivot where I thought I was going to be selling on Amazon. I may have to pivot over here now and go to eBay, right. Which just means, a little more work, of course, I can't do FBA, you know what I'm saying? So I would have sent toys in FBA from that standpoint. So I have to see, man. So, it was a little discouraging because, you're buying, and then all of a sudden you get that email.
Right. No, I know. I get that part, honestly. But I mean, for me, Q4, I do everything merchant fulfilled. So, I mean, by the time I list it, by the time I receive that message that I got to send in a CPIA form, that thing's gone. You know what I mean? So I really don't worry about it. I send it on and that's it. But definitely, I understand somebody that's going to send in, stuff into Amazon, where that could be, problematic. And then shifting focus, we learned at the beginning of, 2020 that, things can change at the drop of a dime. This is where you got to be able to adapt to any changes like that. So, I mean, Amazon's always changing, always throwing things at us. You know what I mean? We got to be able to be quick and then adapt. And eBay is always great. eBay is always great. I did amazing on eBay, Q4 last year. Not as good as Amazon, to be completely honest, but, I did great on eBay for a lot of things. It's something that I don't normally, ignore. I honestly, I can say I ignore eBay for the most part of the year. Just probably Q1 and Q4 are where I really focus on eBay, but I focus on Amazon, year long. But definitely for Q4, it's good to have something like eBay, as a backup when things like that happen with Amazon. And then we also know that out of nowhere you can be selling a product and it's selling fantastic, and then all of a sudden, you can no longer sell that product.
Boom. Yeah.
Like that. So eBay's, it's good to have the eBay, as a backup.
Yes, I think.
everybody that sells
Yep.
online, you got to have eBay as either your priority or secondary.
Oh yeah, and I think I have to. What I will have to look and shift a little more to be able to take advantage of, the whole during that August to October, time frame of selling enough FBM to then be able to do toys in Q4 FBM. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm, so where my focus was going to be, doing both, but trying to get a nice size shipment together to be able to send in for FBA, and then find those couple of products that I could do FBM, not not super money makers. I mean, if I find a good money maker, I'm okay with that, right? But more or less products that I was really trying to sell that I can, build up that FBM requirement,
Right.
to
Yeah.
then be able to do my toys in
Even if you're
Q4.
not making, even if you're not making profit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as you meet that, or you mean if you think about it, it's Q4 is selling merchant fulfilled is very profitable. So I mean, you can even afford to take a small hit, if it means you meeting your metrics, you know what I mean? And I think last year we all knew what was the best things to sell during Q4 towards the end, and then also in the beginning of the year as well. So you know what I mean. We know that those profits are going to be there because some of these items are year over year the same products. So definitely we got to get our minimum requirements in to be able to sell on Amazon. Merchant fulfilled. Um, I've been holding back a lot of inventory. You know what I mean? I've been
Yeah.
holding back a lot of inventory, and I can honestly tell you that I got my inventory hitting my garage door opener when I tell you how tall it's stacked up inside the garage. I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I'm fine with it. I did it last year. I did it last year. The same exact product, obviously a different variation because the variations, change year after year. Uh,
Hmm.
but it's essentially the same product, and I'm really not worried about holding back on any of that inventory.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I'm okay with, like I said, where I thought my focus was going to be, Amazon, and it still could be, right? Because, if the toys that I have, if that CP, if that kind of compliance thing, goes away, then I'm okay, right? But I think I'm definitely going to look to do some of the bigger toys, FBM, knowing that you can go ahead and get it there. Mr. Sadie said, oh, wrong one over here. I pivoted to merch fulfill a while back. All the storage and rule changes just got me to be much for my business. I've always been heavily eBay, but did FBA as well for many years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's something you have to, be concerned about. I think a lot of people don't take, in my opinion, a lot of people don't take advantage of the FBM part of Amazon. That there are a lot of people who just, they're so focused on just, getting out this week, getting that box so I can mail it on, send it out on Monday to Amazon. Next, do the same thing, right? Get that box, send it out to Amazon. Get that box, send it out to Amazon. And some people have to do that because of what they're sourcing. The money's, the profit isn't there
For FBM,
for
yeah.
FBM, but the profit is enough profit there because of the velocity of the sales. So you do that, FBA. So I think that's what you have to look at from that standpoint.
Yeah, and there's definitely products that you have to send in FBA. If not, really don't even waste your time, because when you consider the cost of the referral fee, the Amazon fee, and then on top of that shipping it yourself, it's eating into the profit. But then if you're sending it FBA, then it makes sense.
Right.
But I did the same thing. I pivoted straight to merchant fulfilled Last year, I took away everything that I had that was FBA, which, it was a lot of books and a lot of other, smaller items, things like that, that hadn't sold. I did a remove order, took everything off. I got rid of those through other channels, and then I just focused everything on FBM from then on. And it's gone great. I really can't complain with the amount of time that I'm putting into, sourcing and selling through merchant fulfilled. I can't complain. I'm focusing a lot of other things now. Throughout the year, I'm staying focused on, what's replenishable, what's selling at this time, what's trending, limited edition things, as soon as there's a new release or a hot item, things like that. But, towards the end of the year, I know what it is for a Q4, what it is that I'm going to sell. And I know that those things are only going to go merchant fulfilled. It's nothing that's going to go into FBA.
Yeah. Mr. Sadie makes another great point. That's the saying, the FBM, like I said, too many people didn't think it was worth it and stuff, And like I said, there are still people, depending on what you're sourcing, if you're a grocery person, right? Grocery there are some products, the bread and butter ones, you really can't do those FBM, right? Because you might be able to buy, you may make through FBA, $4 or $5 on something, right? And that is selling, a ton a day, but that's not worth it to do, merchant fulfilled, because now you might only be making, 50 cents when you figure the weight of the item, how much it costs, and so on and so forth. So,
right, 50 cents. And then you also got to consider your packing materials on top of that. So that's where your 50 cents went. It went into the box, it went into the, the packaging paper, it went into the bubble wrap, whatever else went inside that box. That's where those other 50 cents. People tend to usually overlook things like that. But, you really gotta, at least me, in my opinion, you got to really take into consideration what you're spending on, shipping it through FBM versus through FBA, because It's not just that you're paying shipping and, the Amazon referral fee. The boxes also cost money. Your packing materials also cost money. Your labels also cost money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's also, so is 50 cents really worth it? It's better to send it to FBA.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, 100%, and then don't, and then the time, if you're selling that many, your time, yes, it's great to go, oh my gosh, I have 40 orders I have to go ahead and pack. But if on those 40 orders, you only make 50 cents, that means you're only making $20.
Mm-hmm.
Just forget all the other costs associated, right? Just your time and effort. When you figure how much it took you to source that product and then pack up that product, and then deliver it to the post office or whichever shipping service you're going to use.
Yeah.
So
one thing that I completely cut out of my life, and I'm so happy that because as you resell more and more, you tend to learn. And this is something that I probably should have learned early on, right? I no longer have to go to the post office to take my packages. This was just me, just like focusing on everything else about reselling, except something like this, that you can schedule your pickups at no cost during your mail delivery times, and they'll take your packages for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that time I completely cut out of my process, right? So that's time that I have now to focus on other things. But yeah, time is something that you definitely got to take into consideration.
So what do you have, a standing pickup time?
Yeah. So what I do is I just schedule the pickup during mail. So at USPS.com, you go in there, schedule for pickup. They ask you if you got a dog, how many packages you got going out. I did it for tomorrow. I got packages going out. They came by today. They came by yesterday. And, sometimes, I get orders early in the morning and I put them out there with the orders that I had scheduled for last night without updating it.
Yeah.
So I'm not a dick. I go out there and I put like an IKEA bag so that the mailman can take all of the boxes and not to make 2 and 3 trips. But it's definitely something that really helped me a lot now, because now I don't have to get inside my car, drive to the post office.
Yep.
I don't have to scan them one by one, because now they got the little kiosks at my local post office. Well, they've had it. It was just broken for a very long time, but it's fixed now. So I can scan my own packages, get the receipt, and I'm out of there. But I don't have to do that anymore, because, the mailman picks them all up, and as soon as he gets back, he scans them all in.
Yeah, our post office is, I mean, I'm going to bite myself in the ass here, but our post office is very good with scanning. They, I mean, and you can tell like they have the scanner right there at the counter. And they have one counter that's just for drop offs, and you can see it once it gets to a certain point. One of the guys comes off the line, boom, 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 boom. He scans them all and clears it out. For the next batch that are coming and everything. So we've been fortunate with that. I mean, I've had a couple that didn't scan or anything, but they still went ahead and got to the customer. I mean, so I was okay with that.
Yeah.
But I mean, getting ready for Q4. I mean, it's not just about product. We just talked about shipping supplies.
Yeah.
Do you have your stuff? If you're gonna do FBM, you're gonna, you're gonna do eBay. If you're gonna find that popular thing, and you're gonna have to, ship 20, 30, 40. Let's just say a week. Let's forget a day, right? A week. If you're doing 50 packages a week, you buy a thing of boxes. 50 boxes, that goes by, that's done. So you have to make sure you stock up on all that stuff too. You have to make sure that you're stocking up and having all boxes, all your tape, all the other things that go along with it. Because
definitely labels. I mean, I've gone through 450 labels in a matter of, this was last year, in a matter of a week. I go through 450 labels because I mean, less than a week, because I was printing. I print the packing slip, right? That takes up 2 of my labels, and the label that I stick on the box. So you think about it, 100 boxes go out. That's pretty much almost the whole roll.
Yeah.
So that's one thing, and then it's terrible. It's terrible because it happened to me last year, because I buy the rolls in 4-packs, and I have the Zebra ZP505, right? I have the Dymo XL in the garage. But here in the office is where I usually print pack everything, because usually during the summer, it's too hot to be in the garage.
Oh, sure.
Q4 is no problem. I can go over there. But if you run out of labels on both your machines, you're stuck printing on paper and folding and taping. And that So, I mean, even more so than boxes, make sure you have your labels, because if I want a box, I know I can go to Staples and get a box, right? But you can't always find the labels that you need at Staples. You know what I mean? You can't always find the 4x6 labels, the ones that's specifically for the Zebra ZP505. It's something a little bit more difficult. You got to get it on Amazon, and then if that takes 2 days, and what if you have 50 boxes going out between those 2 days, right? Yep. Especially during Christmas time when you're merchant fulfilled, you do not want to be late. You do not want to be late delivering a package to your customer because you didn't have labels, right? So
no, I mean,
boxes and labels, very important, that everybody needs to stock up on.
Yeah, I mean, I normally pick it up where when we get into that, that Q4 area, and a lot more orders to start going. I mean, I see I have a whole bunch come in and stuff like that. If I can get them done by like 4:00, I'll drive them to the post office. I mean, the post office is only a mile from my house, right? So to go ahead and jump in, rather than, even though you have, well, hey man, it's 3:00 and 5 orders just came in. I'll just do it later and go ahead, because I have until tomorrow anyway. But you know what? If I have the time, I'll bang them out, boom, 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 and say, hey, you know what? I gotta get to the post office before. I think my post office closes at like 5:15 or 5:30, something. They have the weird hours, But I'll do that, because I don't want to. I don't want to, necessarily wait that extra day. I want to get in and get it stuff out and everything. Get it out and get it going to the customer, because so I'm not worrying about any kind of delays and stuff like that. No, Mr. Sadie, I do not do a lot of replenishables, but I just have a couple of products that kind of sell on a regular basis. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen any. I haven't really seen. excuse me, a lot of really good replenishables, that I feel comfortable going ahead and, and handling, also and stuff with, I mean, I can only handle so much with, traveling for work and working also, I mean, I have to, like when Mike and I were away this past week, I sold a couple things before we went on vacation. Before we left, I had to show, my wife had to go ahead, and I knew Amazon was going to be okay, but I had to show her how to do some eBay stuff and how to print out, eBay labels. So in case anything sold or anything. And, a couple items sold while I was away, and I just texted her, "Hey, an eBay item sold." She's like, "Okay." She came down here and took it and stuff and everything. And she's like, "I don't understand. We need to be a little more organized." I'm like, "I know where stuff is." But, I would like to do replenishables. I mean, I think it's something, I just haven't had the time to look into it and really, focus in on it to get a good one. You know what I'm saying? To get I'm not a, but, like to find a good category, for them, for myself.
I think throughout the year, I mean, for me, that's the way to go. I mean, that's what I always, majority of everything that I have is replenishable throughout the year, right? With the exception of, new release and things that are trending, you know what I mean? Everything else is replenishables. And, as we said in the beginning, even during Q4, those replenishables are still going to sell, but it's a completely different, at least for me, it's a completely different focus during Q4. It's everybody knows, you got Christmas, you got the holidays right around the corner. So, we're looking for what people are going to be putting underneath that Christmas tree.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
replenishables is, what I think most people are, that are doing great is essentially that's what they're focused on. They're focusing on, those replenishable items. It was Josh Suburban Beer that he was always chasing the 10 to the third power, 10 cube deal, right? Find 10 items that sell $10 a day, right?
Mm-hmm.
For $10 profit.
Right.
What I mean? That's the bread and butter right there. And I know a couple of people that they found 2 and 3. If you find 2 of 3 of those, right, that's that's awesome, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And all replenishables don't have to be FBA.
Oh, right. Oh, the ones that I have.
I mean, you're not. You're.
Mine going to regional A.
Your IPI number must stink.
My IPI number is fantastic.
Well, that's good.
I don't know why, but it's fantastic.
I was gonna say you don't need it though.
I know, but I'll tell you what it is right now.
Because
considering what it was before, it's fantastic. My IPI right now. Oh, they took it off, but it was 801 last time I saw it. So it looks like I'm past that 90-day mark. But it was 801, and I'm like, why the hell? I haven't had anything in FBA since you guys lost 52 of my units.
Man, 801. You know how much space they gave you?
Yeah.
The space they gave you, and you were like, hell, man, you can't keep my stuff. I ain't trusting you, especially going into Q4.
Yeah.
But Q4 is, it sneaks up on you, you're not paying attention to everything, so you got to make sure you're getting ready. You got to, figure out where your focus is going to be. Sometimes, in Q4, it does pay to narrow down, you know what I'm saying? What you're doing and stuff like that. Mr. Sadie says, wait, hold on. Oh, sorry, it just caught me. I see people selling cereal on eBay RA. Yeah, I mean,
and Oreos.
Remember there was the Lady Gaga Oreos. I mean,
yeah, the Supreme Oreos.
Oh, yeah, that's right. There was the Supreme ones. I wonder if the cereal that's selling is the movie that's coming out. Space Jam, because they have Space Jam cereal now.
Yeah, I remember the Pokemon. People were selling the Pokemon cereal too.
Pokemon cereal.
The Cinnamon Toast Crunch that came with the Pokemon cards inside of it.
Yep.
It's you can sell all that stuff. That stuff sells good. In the beginning of the pandemic, beginning of 2020, there was people selling what? There was it wasn't cornstarch. It was something else.
Yeast.
That's what they're selling.
Yeah.
Selling yeast. It's you can sell all that stuff, and then those are essentially considered replenishables. Those
Right.
are something that you can keep in stock, and you're going to sell that FBM. Doesn't mean you go FBA.
Yeah, I mean, the thing you gotta, that little thing that always happens though, that you gotta be always kind of.
Today's episode of Another Reselling Show is sponsored by
Monster. But there's always the thing you got to worry about. The thing you have to be concerned about with Amazon is that replenishable, that all of a sudden that hot item that they go ahead and they shut you down sometimes.
Yep.
That's the one thing.
And then another thing that happens to people is because they delete their product listing, and then once they try to get right back on it, Amazon's like, nope.
Right.
You got to send me. But I'm so glad I didn't do that last year. Oh my God, I am so glad nobody can sell this, and I'm the only one that can sell it, and I'm finding it everywhere. Well, there was some people that found it, and then the people that missed the second wave of it.
Well, but not only that, I mean, the reason why you were able to, because you kept the listing up, even when you ran out of stock, other people ran out of stock. They deleted the listing. They couldn't get back on it. And then of course, then there's no need for them to pick it up. So now you're able to go ahead and find it when you're hunting for it. Mm-hmm. Because everybody who deleted that listing was like, oh, crap.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
yep, Craig.
Add inventory.
Yeah, so it's funny. Craig says, yeast because people were brewing. So I had got in on that craze for a little bit. I actually found some. I found a whole bunch, and I got on the line at Walmart. And I think I had, I don't know, about 40 3-packs. Like that comes in a 3-pack. I had about 40 of them. So I'm scanning and everything. And the lady next to me is like, oh my gosh, that's a lot of yeast. What are you doing with all that yeast? And I was like,
mind your business, lady.
No. So I said, oh, I'm part of a beer making club. And, yeast is so hard to find now that if one of us finds it, we just buy a bunch of it. This way we can continue making our beer. So that's why when Craig put that comment down there.
That's like when you're buying all of the toys. What do you need like 17 of this one toy for?
Yeah.
We're having a birthday party.
It's a giveaway.
We're giving one to each of the kids.
Yeah, and
here in Miami, people don't ask.
They don't.
Now they already know, but even in the beginning, they don't ask. They just scan it and I'm like, oh, cool, and then scan all of them. And they tell you your price, and that's it. You're done.
Yeah, and I've been fortunate when I've gone into some like Walmart stores, and hitting an aisle, and if they don't move the stuff out of clearance and toys and stuff like that, and I'm going through the aisle, and I'll have a whole bunch of stuff in my shopping cart and everything, and I've had the person say, oh, look, 2 aisles over, we have this on clearance, and 2 out, and then down the next aisle we have this on clearance. Go ahead and check it out and everything. I'm like, okay, hey, thank you very much. Most of the people don't care. Most of them don't care. They don't have an issue, with that.
I've actually had them. I've had help. They've actually helped sometimes.
Yeah.
Employees help me.
That's what I'm saying.
You see this? I can't keep this on the shelf. You want it? I have 2 of them left. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, but Mr. Sage, right? Anything movie or toy related can do well if you get in at the right time. We've always said, if you ain't first, then you got to be last.
Yeah.
And even if you find out about something, and you're in that middle piece where all of a sudden everybody's starting to go to price, mark your price, hold your price, because when all the penny wars start, when they finish, it's almost like you'll be the last man standing, right? You'll make it through the championship rounds, and you'll come out the other side, selling them for a good price and getting what getting what you should get, and not a race towards 15-cent profit, because I have to be the lowest one. So penny. It's just
Yeah.
it's crazy. So so as you're getting ready for Q4, again, have a plan, know what's going on. Start deciding, am I FBA, am I FBM, am I both, am I just FBM? Because depending on, like we said, it should be coming out soon, I think, right? The notification that the time frame is going to start to be able to do FBM for toys.
Yeah, I think last year it was like 2 weeks before the start of it.
Yeah.
And it should be right around the corner, because last year it was August 22nd or August 28th.
Yeah.
To October 15th.
Yeah.
That was the window that you had to meet those metrics. So it's definitely, we should be receiving it not in a couple of days, this next week coming up.
Yeah. So watch your emails when you see it. And, again, as long as you're ungated in toys, and that's what it's really, it's just toys, right? That's the main, or I forgot.
Yeah,
are there other categories too?
It's toys. I'm not sure if it's toys and games.
Yeah.
I know it's toys. And, that's, as you were saying before, this whole Pennyworth thing. I don't know if you saw the same thing, but because of this restriction that comes towards Q4, I kind of see a little bit that go away, right? Towards the end, towards Q4, I see a lot of that bidding war. I mean, the price gets down to a point, but it doesn't keep going down to where there's no profit whatsoever, right? At least for a lot of toys. And I see this because I say it's because this requirement kind of weeds out, a lot of sellers that they do this type of thing, this penny war, drop the price all the way down, to a point where you're not going to make money, I'm not going to make money type of mentality, right? So I kind of see that go away towards the end of the year, which is great, because then it leaves a lot of money on the table for us to be able to get, the ones that, at least I don't go into that penny war. I'll tell you what, I'll take out all of my inventory and then I'll do a penny war with you. Right. And then I'll put all my inventory back once you've sold everything at the price that I brought you down to.
I'll make my on-hand quantity 2.
Yeah.
And I'll drive it all the way down. And then when you're done, I'll actually go ahead and go to 25 that I actually have. No, but you're right. And I think the thing is again, being prepared again. Now, one of the reasons why you want to meet that requirement is it's not that you're not allowed to send toys in FBA. If you still send toys in FBA, they will go ahead and sell. The idea is that if you can meet that requirement, you might not see it, in November, but soon as Thanksgiving, in the beginning of November, but at the end of November, when Thanksgiving comes, and people get a little nervous about not being able to get their toys, and Amazon, and so many orders going in Amazon. So time frames now, if you're looking at, on your screen when you're buying, holy cow, expected delivery date, where the advantage comes is people are going to pay you more for you to go ahead and ship the product rather than waiting on Amazon. Amazon could be at $25. You could be at $35 or $40, and you're going to go ahead and sell, because they know I can buy from that person. And look what my delivery date is on this person. It's in, a normal window, not an extraordinary, 2-week window, or who knows how long. So you want to go ahead and do that, because you can literally get more money than what somebody would buy if they just bought it from Amazon. I mean, it happened to me last year with certain toys and everything. There was a couple of toys where I was probably 2.5 to 3 times higher than the buy box. And as soon as I'd update my inventory, I'd be like, I remember one time I was looking, I updated my inventory. I'm like, what the hell? I just updated that freaking inventory to 4. How the hell is it 0? Damn freaking computer's not freaking right and everything. And then I was smart though. I hit Seller Central before, and I looked and I went, "Oh crap! I got 4 orders. Holy crap! They sold already.
4 of them pending.
4 pending orders. Boom, boom, boom. You know, so that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen. You know, as you get to Q4. So that's why we're talking about being ready for that kind of stuff. It's not just being ready to sell in Q4. It's doing the things before Q4. You know, if you don't have priority boxes from the post office,
make sure you get them.
Get them now. You know, get your priority padded flat rate. Get your regular, flat rate envelopes. Get your legal flat rate. Get all that stuff. And I'll tell you something else. There's another thing that a lot of people don't get a lot of. And it's a nice size envelope, but it's the Tyvek envelope that the post office has. Yes, it's not a flat rate or anything like that. But if you have something a little bit heavier that is over a pound and you can't get it in, you use those also. You know, they're a little bit bigger. You can tape them, and they're stronger than a poly bag, right? So if you have something a little bit bigger, you can use those. Don't forget about those types of envelopes also.
Yeah,
I try and get a bunch of them and everything.
I have one whole wall on my garage, and I've got 4x4 boxes, 6x6 boxes, 864, 975, 12, 8. I've got tubes. I've got I've got 9x7 poly bags, 9x7 bubble mailers. I got 15x18 poly bags, 15x18 bubble mailers. I got 22x18 or 22x15, something like that. Bubble mailers. I have 20 by 16 by 10 boxes.
Yep.
I've got 16 by 12 by 10 boxes. I've got 14 by 11 bubble mailers. I've got the whole wall is full of all of that stuff because it's one thing that you need to have. Make sure you have the boxes for what it is that you're selling. If you're going out there and then you're sourcing and you're finding something, by the time you're at the checkout, you should be already thinking about how it is that you're going to ship that. Should you have to ship that, through FBM, right? If it's something on your FBA, I mean, you got big boxes, you send everything away to Amazon. That's it. You're done with it. But if you're doing merchant fulfilled, you're there at the checkout and you're buying your stuff, or if you're buying it online, or if you're ordering it from a wholesaler, by the time you receive that box, you got to be thinking about how it is that you're going to ship that stuff. And then, I mean, imagine. We saw what happened with the post office and the delays.
Yep.
Do you know how long I had to wait to get padded flat rate envelopes? I had to wait 3 weeks to get paddeds.
Wow.
No paddeds anywhere. But I'm going to tell you, when I got here, I got a big box of 100.
Right. Yep.
It got here. But, this was with the Clippers. You know what I mean? Clippers and went through bubble, the padded flat rates like nothing.
Oh, yeah.
You got to make sure you have that. You got to have all your stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not, a lot of people I think that's a key piece that people forget about for Q4. They get so focused on having merchandise ready to go ahead and go that they forget, the box and everything. And I know there's going to be people who go, well, come on, Oscar, when do you have 4x4 boxes and 6x4? So what? Use a 6x4x4 rather than a 4x4x4. No, you know what? The reason why is because let's take it for, why do you want to ship air? Right? Why do you want to spend? Why do you go, look, I don't need a 9x7x5 box. I have 10x8x6s. I'll just cut it down. Or I have this, I'll just cut it down. I'll have that, I'll just cut it down, everything. That's all time. And that you're spending doing that type of stuff. Spend the extra, spend some money, buy the right size box. So this way it's pack, ship, done. Not pack, it's too big, pull everything out, size the box, cut the box, put the product back in, and tape it all back up.
I'm gonna tell you, you got 4x4 and 6x6. I mean, the last 5 weeks of last year was the boxes that I used the most. So you know what I mean? It's you gotta have everything. Because imagine, at the same time, you're gonna put packing material, bubble wrap in there, depending on the item. You know what I mean? You don't want to have a huge box, and then because you're shipping something like this,
right?
And then you put it in a 9x7x5. It wouldn't make sense for me to put something this big inside of a 9x7x5 box.
Yep.
Or an 8x6x4. You know.
Because that's what I started doing. I started buying, you know, like 853, the 444, the 662, you know, and stuff like that, you know, because of some of the things that I was buying and everything. And I was like, you know, it's ridiculous the amount of, you know, cardboard I'm putting in the recycling bin because I'm taking, you know, a 644 box when I need a 642 box. And I'm throwing away all the stuff. And I'm like, that's just stupid. Just buy the friggin' box and it makes it easier.
And it takes time to resize the box. The most important thing.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I had days there that I had the whole back of my truck filled up with stuff. And all of them were these small boxes. Now, imagine how long. Let's say there was one day that I had 104 boxes going out. They were all 6x6x6, right? Imagine how much longer it would have taken me if I needed to resize.
Yeah.
You know, I had the process set up. Product would go inside of a plastic poly bag. I'd make the boxes, the 6x6 boxes. I'd have them made. All of them were open. Put the product inside of a poly bag, throw one each inside each box. Print out all the labels, rip out each invoice, put it in there, and then I'll seal them all up and then just slap labels on all of them, get it out. If I needed to cut down boxes, that process for all of those boxes would have taken me a whole day. You know, so
you print your invoice on your 6x4 label?
Return instructions are on there. Everything's on there. Put that inside the box and then slap the label on top of it. That's it. I mean, think about it. How much you would spend on inkjet?
Inkjet, yeah.
Printers. It's a lot of money. It's much cheaper for me to do it this way. But, you know, these things, I gotta have them. You have to have them, right? But I don't want to waste my ink on customer invoices.
No, you're right. And then you're folding them down to make them fit in the box and everything. I never thought about using the label printer for the invoice.
Now there is an exception to that, because if you have an HP printer, you can get on that plan that you pay $5 a month and you have all the ink that you need.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy of mine in Orlando, that's what he does, right? So I told him, like, you need to get a thermal printer. It's a complete game changer, especially around Christmas time. He's like, oh, but I pay $5 a month. And I was like, yeah, but how long does it take you to fold and tape and, you know, put that on top of the box? You know what I mean? It's not just about that you're saving money. You're also saving a lot of time.
Yep.
You know, so.
Yeah. But I mean, you know, damn, I never thought of that, Oscar. I have to check that out. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I'm
telling you, do it. Trust me. I mean, I haven't had any problems. Nobody's ever told me that they can't read what it says on here. Right. I'm not going to show you what the product is, but you can see everything on there, right? It's legible.
Yeah. Wow, that's cool. Yeah. But like we were saying, you know, I mean, I guess, you know, so many people focus just on getting merchandise. They don't forget the other thing. And again, you know, you made a great point. You know, when you're making that decision to buy something, you should be consciously thinking, okay, how do I ship this? What is going to be the best way I ship this? Because there are some people, you know, they won't, you know, I mean, they won't think that out, right? And they'll wind up paying a lot more for shipment. Like, for instance, right? You think about, you know, you mentioned clippers a little while ago. You know what? You thought automatically, hey, that clipper is going to fit a padded flat rate. I already know now what my cost is for shipping. There's no guessing. I already know what the cost is. So I build that in. I see what I'm going to pay for it. Okay, now I know my profit. The person who doesn't think about that, and what do? They got to put it in a box. Now that shipping is a different price.
Yeah.
Depending on where they are, right? And they're by you in Miami, Florida, and somebody buys it in Seattle, you know, they're going to pay a couple dollars.
Yeah. And if you have like your own FedEx account, own UPS account, outside of eBay, outside of using Amazon to buy shipping, you have your own account that you can ship from. you more or less, after a couple times using your own account, right, you kind of get an idea of what the cost is going to be if you're using, UPS or FedEx. But knowing the cost of each box to each destination, if you're using cubic, if you're using, first class, whatever, is definitely, an advantage. It's an advantage for you while you're, you're sourcing, definitely. Clippers, those clippers, I mean, I know that what they were gonna sell. They were at $7.15 for me to ship anywhere in the country. You know what I mean?
Right.
So then that was before the price went up, because then it went to $7.75.
Right. Louis back. Louis says, let them pay a couple of dollars. Well, but on Amazon, when you're doing that stuff, customers aren't looking to pay for shipping. Oh, we had Mr. Sadie, hey, hold it.
Yeah, we got it right now. Here you go.
But yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about. We were talking about from an Amazon perspective, Louis, from that standpoint, knowing that, if that you have to basically ship for free, eBay, you have that choice. Well, eBay, I mean, you have the choice to charge shipping on Amazon. It's just customers don't expect it, right? eBay, they go back and forth and everything. It's why I cannot do Amazon right now. Just because of shipping, Louis? Come on, brother. One of these days, Oscar's birds are going to blurt out what he is selling. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, the birds are out in the backyard. If you notice, that's why there's no birds that can repeat words in his office anymore.
There are no parrots that can speak inside this office. The ones that can talk are outside, where none of my inventory is.
You're right, Louis. You have Bakar, you have all the platforms. Everybody thinks, just the two, what they consider the big two of Amazon, eBay, and everything. And you're right and stuff. I mean, when it comes to Q4 and stuff, I mean, I don't have a problem, charging, I don't have a problem charging for shipping, on eBay. I know a lot of people, product's not going to sell, so on and so forth. You price it the right way, it's going to sell, and then there's a lot of times what I have found with some of the product that I sell is that it's funny. I could lower my selling price, but charge shipping, and my overall profit will actually go up because I'm going to make some money on shipping, from that standpoint. And I think, I'll tell you the one thing though, if you're going ahead and doing Amazon, make sure you have on all your FBM stuff, make sure you have a shipping template that offers, what do you call it? Expedited shipping, because there are a lot of people who will go ahead and do that, during Christmas. And then, then it's even, then you wind up making even
have it on there. Have it on there regardless. I've had people pay for expedited shipping on something that was going to go priority anyways, and they paid $20 instead of the $9.99 that I was charging for shipping. Right? They paid the $19.95 expedited option. It was still going to arrive within the time frame. If I sent it prior, it was still going to go priority. So that's how I sent it.
Right, you had to ship it priority because of the weight and everything.
Because of the weight,
but they don't realize that. Why? Because you put free economy shipping, and they go, "Oh my gosh, economy shipping! It's going to take forever to go ahead and get."
Well, the free economy wasn't on that specific one, but it was standard $9.98, right? But they paid the $20 option that was still going to go priority.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, exactly. Even the free, sometimes the free. And then you have the standard shipping at like $5, $10, whatever you want. Sometimes people still, select it. I'm like, all right, well, I can guarantee that it'll be there in 4 days.
Yep.
I can guarantee that it'll be there in 3 days, because that's another thing. You remember, you can set your handling time, right?
Yep.
If you ship before your handling time window is up, you still have that whole extra day to deliver that item. So you can take advantage of that when you charge shipping, especially through templates. I have like 5 or 6 different templates that I use on Amazon. I got one for anything over 25 pounds, one for anything over 40 pounds. I got one that focuses on like things that are between the 1 pound and the 5 pound rate, things under 1 pound, some that charge, some that are free. So, and sometimes I even set up a shipping template for specific items.
Right.
So, it's definitely important. Don't ever overlook, at least, I mean, I don't ever overlook that expedited option. I make sure I have that in almost all of my templates.
Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. You have to. And like Mr. Say said, I have shipping on every item that I sell on eBay. Yeah, and I'm doing the same thing. It's funny. I have gone more towards that method. I have to go back and go through a lot of my inventory and change, but I'm at the point now where everything that I add, I very rarely do free shipping.
Yeah, even $5.95. That's like the lowest. Like everything. Well, I have some that are free shipping. I'm not gonna lie, but they're like cheap and expensive products that I know it's gonna be like $3.56 for me to ship.
Right.
Like something really cheap.
Yeah.
But even so, I still at least $5.95 charge on there on some other items. Like at minimum, or even if you put $3.49. Put $3.49 shipping if you have a small item that's very cheap.
Yeah.
Something that you picked up at Dollar Tree for $1 and you're selling it online. It's like $9.99 or $9.99 plus $3.49 shipping. Sometimes people don't even care.
No, I think a lot of people don't. I honestly think I think people are they it's funny. I think people look for lowest price, and then I do think they look at sellers, right? I think more and more people, are looking and going, wow, okay, this person is like brand new. They have 3 feedback. The guy below him is $2 more, but he has, 1,000 feedback or 500 feedback compared. You know what? I rather pay the stuff, the extra couple of dollars and go ahead and, get my item and everything. But I don't think people are overly concerned. I mean, it's funny. Like I said, I've heard a lot of people say, well, when I go online, I will only go ahead and, buy from someone with free shipping, or I only, search by free shipping and everything. And my always thing is why wouldn't you search by lowest price? What if free shipping is $30? But somebody else has it for $19.99 plus, or $22.99 and $5.99, shipping. I mean, like, why wouldn't you go ahead and save, a couple $3? Why would you pay more because you think you're getting free shipping?
Yeah. I mean, I know I calculate my shipping cost into the price if I'm gonna do free shipping on it.
Right. Right.
I know I'm not the only one.
Mm-hmm.
We all do.
Everybody does. You try and be in there and stuff. And like I said, I just, I definitely have changed a little more from that standpoint, but forgetting, back on, on topic a little bit here, but again, Q4, yes, I understand today is August 4th and you're saying, hey guys, Q4 doesn't start until, October 1st. I still have, 7 weeks. And both of us would tell you, I'm not going to speak for Oscar, but I'm going to tell you, both of us are going to go ahead and tell you, if you wait until October to think, hey, I'm in Q4, I better get my stuff together, you're done. You're going to have a hard time, you're going to have a hard time.
I guarantee you that week that I get that email, once they send me the dates that it starts up, within the first week, I'm going to try to meet those metrics. That's going to be my goal. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, right? Because who knows, right? I'm confident that I'm going to be able to do it, but that's going to be my goal. As soon as I get that email, I know as soon as the lobster mini season opens up, I'm going to start, making sure that I get my minimum requirements in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you have to, and that's what we talked about earlier. make sure you're doing it, and make sure you're not at that point in time. It's 25 items. So at that point,
Wait,
what?
because we don't know if they're gonna make 25 items. We
Well,
don't know what Amazon's gonna do.
you know what? That's true.
We don't know if they're gonna throw us a curveball and tell us now you guys gotta sell 25 items in health and beauty if you want to sell in toys during Q4. We have no idea what Amazon's gonna do. But
you're right. You're right.
We've
So
seen in the past.
yeah. So then to change what I was saying is, and what kind of what Oscar said, when you get that email from Amazon and it tells you what the requirements are for you to be able to sell toys, and who knows, they could add other categories. We just, it's always just really been toys in the past. Since I've been doing Amazon, it's only been 2.5 years, or 2.75 years. It's always been toys. Anything we've learned enough from Amazon to know that it could change at any particular point in time. The rules of the game, what you can do can change at any particular minute. So, but when you get that email, look at it and act on it right away. Don't, if it says that you have a 6-week period, don't wait to week 5 to try and get it done. Bang it out week 1, and don't worry about what you're selling. Find something, as long as you consider it a lost leader. Now, don't lose $5-10 on an item, but if it's losing 50 cents or $1, so it's just the first 25 or the first whatever that number is. Let's say it's 30. So you may have to lose, let's say in case of argument, $30. You will definitely make that back come Q4 if you're sitting there with the right merchandise, ready to go that people are clamoring for, and that $30 you'll be saying you will look back and go, that's the best $30 I spent.
$30 I lost.
Yeah, that's the best $30 that I went ahead and lost, because you're going to make it up on the other side. I mean, and that's the truth. I did it last year. I honestly forgot what it was, but I think I wasn't losing a lot. I think I was losing like anywhere between like a quarter and like 75 cents, depending on where the person was for, from a shipping perspective.
Mm-hmm.
I lost, I was losing, because of the difference in the shipping price. But my Q4 was pretty darn good that I didn't even realize that I lost that money.
Yeah, I had an amazing Q4, and I know your Q4 was better than mine.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. My Q4 I was very, very fortunate. I was very, very blessed and everything. Well, thank you, Mr. Sadie. We appreciate that. We try, we're not experts. We just basically, we tell you what we experience and stuff, and we just try and, be transparent, to what we do, how we set things up, things that we, processes and all those types of things that we take into consideration. And hopefully, it sparks something in somebody to go, holy cow, I never thought of that. Holy cow, I never thought of that. And just, to bring ideas. So we greatly appreciate that comment. Thank you very, very much. But like I said, it's Q4 is fun. But like I said, be ready for it now. Get your stuff together. Get your rest.
Yeah, that's another thing. At least me, from what I've seen, for me, Q4 starts like around the middle of the second week of November.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so let's say like around November 10th, November 12th. That's when everything all of a sudden begins to take off. So you got to be already ready from that point. I mean, I can tell you, I really, really look forward to Q4 and Q1 every year. That's where I do the bulk of my running around like a madman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
During that time. The Q2 and Q3 is kind of more of like a preparation. Like second quarter, I relaxed. I gotta tell you, I relaxed a little bit during the second quarter, and then Q3 comes. start picking back up, and start getting ready, buying products that I know I'm going to sit on for a little bit, in the meantime, still keeping, the replenishables replenished.
Yep.
Right. And just preparing, for the end of the year, because that's when as a reseller, that's when you really, at least for me in my experience, that's where I've made the bulk of my profit during Q4 and then even Q1, because it's not over. After New Year's, after Christmas, it's still not over at all.
January is still.
So far this year, I made my best numbers this year was in January this year.
January is still it's still hot.
I did better.
Still happening.
I did better in January of this year than I did in December of last year. My Christmas was great, but my January was off the chain. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know. I didn't know that January was going to be like that. And February, after like Valentine's Day in the middle of February, things begin to slow down for me. I begin to slow down at the same time. And, and now I'm ready. Title of the show is Q4's coming. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm ready.
Yeah. Like I said, now's the time to start getting your focus and start putting your plan together. Say, okay, hey, I want to be here. I want to be doing this. I want to be selling that, whatever that may be. What am I going to have to do that? And again, like we talked about, look at everything. It's not just your buying, it's your shipping also, and be ready to go. Anything that you can pre-do will help you. Right? Like you said, you did the boxes. You knew that this product is going to sell. So you have boxes all lined up waiting. And when those orders come in, boom, 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 you walk right down the line, you're done and you go, right? So on your down times, use your downtime, as your prep time to do all the different little things, that you have. Prep your boxes, tape your boxes, do all that kind of stuff. Have your shipping station ready to go. Clean, have it all ready so that when you're ready to go, man, boom, you hit it. Because the truth of the matter is the faster, I don't know how many, people say, well, you repeat customers and so on and so forth. I don't necessarily know, how many times I get a repeat customer because honestly, I'm not really looking. I see an order, I get the product, I put it in a box. Could somebody have ordered for me more than once? Sure, maybe they have on some of the things, but I don't know for sure. But don't worry about that kind of stuff. Just worry about focusing on getting the product in the box and getting it out and getting it shipped to your customers, and you'll do well. I mean, if you plan, it's funny you said, 2019 Q4. I didn't plan I did not have a plan in place to meet that FBM requirement, when it came out. And, I was sitting there with toys and it's like, sorry, you're not allowed to sell. Sorry, not allowed. I was like, 2020, man, like you said, soon as that thing hit, I figured out, I'm like, okay, what product can I get quick? And can I get and buy it and turn it and flip it and be ready? And that's what I did. So I put a better plan in place for 2020. And you think about some of the struggles we had with, with 2020 and working hours and stuff, right? We couldn't go to Walmart at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning anymore. Walmart was closing at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I had some of them that were closed at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
They were closed down here at 5 o'clock. And it's like, what about the people at work? And it's management that makes the decisions, not us. And I was like, oh, wow. I mean, that doesn't make sense, but okay. So, yeah, a lot of things changed.
Yeah, Mercedes Graham, work hard, work smart and hard on the things you can control. Yes, that's that's what you got to do. You got to focus on that stuff, and you go and everything. And who knows? I mean, you hate to say it, but with the crap that's going on in certain states and stuff like that, certain people may be at a disadvantage again if stores start, closing early because of stuff. So, because of the pandemic, you know, that is going on.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, you know, if you're smart, you can go ahead and still work it and figure it out, you know, and you know, use your downtime efficiently, you know, to put things in place. But again, you know, I can't emphasize it enough. If you want to have a successful Q4, please start now. Please start now, and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You know. See, Jeanette, we always travel during the FBM qualifying period. I have to sell 25 things in a week this year. Right.
Me too.
And that's what Oscar and I, you know, it's funny you say, but that's one of the things Oscar and I were talking about. Don't wait. Don't say, "Ooh, look, I got 6 weeks to do this. All I got to do, whatever the number is, like it was 25 last year, maybe it's 30 this year," and you go, "Ooh, I got 6 weeks. All I got to do is sell 5 things a week." No, don't do that. Say, "You know what? Let me sell 5 things a day for this week, and then I am done." And then I'm not having that in the back of my mind as each passing week goes, and it's like, "Oh crap, I didn't sell my 8 items that I needed to this week because if I sell 8 a week, I'll make my number," right? Get it done right away. So you're not concerned with that. And then all of a sudden you're wondering, "Oh my gosh, if I don't sell 5 more things, I'm not going to be able to sell toys," so on and so forth. Bang it out right away and be done with it. Like you said right there, just get it done and over, put it to bed, and then just focus on everything else.
Yeah, I have that same exact goal that Jeanette has. Same goal. 1 week, sell 25 things. I mean, if that requirement is 25 things, we don't know. We don't know what that requirement is. I don't know.
No, we won't know. I mean, you know, we won't know. We won't know until, you know, probably it's probably gonna be what, about 2 weeks, right? We figure.
Yeah, I'm saying if we come out. I'm saying, I mean, last year it was
actually
the middle of August that we were notified. So I'm saying like about a week we should know.
That's true, because they give you time to let you know when it's starting. So it may start in about 2 to 3 weeks. They'll let us know, you know, before then.
Right. Imagine if they cut that window shorter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, that's like we say every single time when we have a show. You know, Amazon is a gigantic question mark because we never know when the rules are going to change.
Yeah.
We never know when they're going to go ahead and lay their hammer down and go, "You know what? Nope, sorry, you're not allowed to sell this anymore." I don't care that there's 25 other people on the listing. You, my friend, you're cut off.
And then I would say if you have, you know, like late shipping on your account, same thing, you know, try to fix that quick. Because I mean, from what I saw at some point during this whole, you know, pandemic, or last year in 2020, it's like they were putting padding on your shipping times, right? Even though you had it set up a certain way on your shipping template. If you had like an over 1% late shipment rate, you had anything like that, they were padding it. And even if it's not your fault, because we all know that USPS was very, very backed up, even if it's not your fault, they were putting padding on your shipping time. So you would set it up a certain way that you can deliver to your customer within 3 to 4 days. But when the customer looks at the item and sees expected by date, you know, Amazon was putting an extra 3-4 days on there.
Yeah.
Because of, you know, we've gone over the 1% or 2%, whatever it is. I don't remember what it is, honestly.
That's what I'm saying with me. You know, I don't mess around with the, you know, I don't mess around with my handling time. I mean, you know, especially on Amazon. Amazon will always say, "Please ship by, you know, no later than this date." I try and ship as soon as I can. If I can do same, you know, if it's feasible for me to do same day, I do same day. You know, I'll try, and if I can, you know, get something late on a Friday to get it all ready and try and get it to the post office on a Saturday. You know, just to go ahead and get it to the customer, you know, sooner and everything. You know, it's just like, you know, you said, that metrics there is something that's important to go ahead, you know, and have. You know, from that standpoint. But as Jeanette said, you know, hey, you know, it's worth it. You know, it's worth it losing some money. And we talked about that before. You know, that that time frame where you need to meet that FBM requirement, look at that as a total investment into Q4. You know,
best $30 I ever lost, right?
Yeah. I didn't care. Like I said, 2020, I did not care. I was like, I just got to find something. I don't care what it is. It does not make a difference to me. Whatever it was. And I was like, okay, man, this has a rank of like 1,000. It really should be FBA. Screw that. I'm going to buy, 30 of them or 25 of them because it was 25 last year. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm just going to bang them out and be done with it. And, because I know that more than likely that 30, that 25, 30 bucks that I lost, I made up on one toy sale. Mm-hmm. I sold one toy and I had like a $35, $40 profit. So one toy done. Thank you very much. I was back where I needed to be.
And back in the green.
No, that's pretty good, Jeanette. That's pretty good.
Yeah, last year I got the email, and I got the email like shortly after that I was qualified. So I don't know if they did it automatically or because at that time I was, shipping out, a good amount of stuff, FBM toys mainly. So I don't know if I received it and then they send me the qualification, but I know that a lot of people didn't get it. I know a lot of people that didn't get it. They didn't make the 25.
Right. And they may look at you as a seller and go, wow, okay, this seller really is more of an FBM seller. So they get it. There's no need to go ahead and penalize them because they missed a little requirement. They missed it in this time frame, right? They see what you're doing all year long and, stuff like that.
I don't really see Amazon as being that charitable, but it's definitely possible. No, it's definitely possible. If you have good metrics, your shipping's on time, you got your performance is amazing. Well, why not? It's actually, if you think about it, Amazon's the one who really benefits from all that.
Exactly. And that's what I was just going to say. They may look and go, wow, you know what? We're having a hard time keeping up. Let's let these people sell toys because if not, people are going to go to another site, another website to try and buy the stuff. And then we make nothing.
I'm telling you, if you look at a lot of things that Amazon sells and then they're the only ones on the listing that are selling at that price, every other third-party seller is way above them. Mm-hmm. If you think about it, in some cases, you can expect Amazon to be making more from the third-party sellers than they would from selling that product themselves directly.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
for sure.
So it's but that's the way, that's the way Amazon, wants to do their business. I mean, fine.
Yeah. I mean, look. The truth is the way you look at it, it's their sandbox. They make the rules. And, if you want to be like, well, I don't care, I'm not going to follow them. That's cool. Don't. And then, don't wonder why your account got suspended.
But I can complain though, right? I'm allowed.
Right. Well, no. Yeah, no. Yes, no, you can complain. But what I'm saying though is that
I'm telling you, I mean, I complain a lot about Amazon, but I'm constantly selling on their platform.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if the world was my way, it'd be a pretty messed up place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people, just when people talk about fees and stuff, and like, I can't believe we pay so much fees. I can't pay so much fees. Hey, figure out a way to get the product you're selling in front of, I don't know, 150, 200 million people. Figure out a way, because if you can, more power to you, right? But you know what? It's worth paying the fee when you already have a website that people automatically go to. All you got to do is have the right product when that person is searching, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Then just wait. just wait for it. All righty, man. So hey, we've been going an hour and 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. Oscar, any final words? Anything you want to plug?
Yeah, I got something tomorrow. Tomorrow on That Man the Flippers channel, 7 p.m. We're doing a collectibles auction. We got a lot of vintage DC comics. There's some Marvel in there. There's some sports memorabilia. It's going to be on That Man the Flippers channel at 7 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. It's a lot of good stuff. So, if you can, just drop on in. If you want to bid on, some of the lots, we put the lots together probably like about, 30 minutes before I jumped into the StreamYard. Alex was here at the house. And we were like about an hour and a half putting together all of the lots and, some pretty good stuff. We got 136 units in total, but we lotted them up. So it's not 136 lots.
Right? Holy cow, I was going to say, dang, that's going to be a long auction.
Yeah. We got 136 from a bulk buy. And, we lotted them up. And I think it's good. There's a lot of interesting stuff. I only kept one thing. You want to know what it was?
What was it?
It was a Norman Bates Funko Pop.
No, wow, that's cool. Yeah. Is it up on your shelf behind you?
Yeah, it's right. It's this one that's right next to. It's that one right there.
All right.
That's Norman Bates right there from Psycho.
Hey, thanks, Mr. Sadie. We appreciate your support. We really do. Saying thank you for being here is like, the best we can go ahead and do for you. We definitely appreciate the support you and everybody else gives us. So thank you very much. Yeah, I mean, that's, so it's going to be on his channel. Is it is it going to be at your house or you guys going to be someplace else?
He's going to be at his house. I'm going to be here. He took half the lots that we put together.
Oh, very good.
Half, so he's going to do 2 lots. I'll do the other 2 lots and, we'll go from there. We don't know if we're going to be able to do all of them. If we can, we will. If not, we'll do it another day. But I know that we got a lot of good lots tomorrow.
Good. So, hey, definitely check that out. Anything else, sir?
I think we got some diamond jewelry, too, that Alex got. Alex got some diamond jewelry and some gold and some silver, too. That's that he might be auctioning off tomorrow.
That's a nice collectible.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I don't know if I was supposed to say that, but
cat's out the bag now.
Oh yeah, just on and then after the auction, way after auction on Sunday, we got the Bad Boy show on Sunday night, 9 p.m. That's also on That Man Flippers channel, so go ahead and check it out.
Good. Any last words of wisdom?
Yeah, basically everything that we've been saying, it's a lot of important things. And then I know that when we say it, we're also telling ourselves, because we got to be on our toes. We got to be ready for, Q4. If we want to be successful as, even if you don't have to be a full-time reseller. I mean, I'm part-time technically because I have a 9-to-5 job, but I put in the hours of any full-time reseller. And if I want to be successful, at that, I know that everything that I say, I got to apply at the same time, and I hope that if anybody that's watching, if they've heard anything that's made them think or improved them, I'm happy about that, because this is what it's about. We're always talking and bouncing ideas off of each other to see how we can improve, right? So we're always learning from each other, and that's what keeps, the community strong. And if we want to be successful at that, we got to continue this type of intercourse, right?
That's right.
And just be ready. Q4 is around the corner. Get ready for that email. Get ready to meet your metrics. The most important thing that I always say is set goals for yourself. Goals that are short term, that all add up to a larger goal, short term, and then make them measurable, that you can see, what it is that you've accomplished, and all of that adds up to a bigger goal. For me, I'm trying to automate my process. I'm trying to cut out the things that take up most of my time, such as, resizing boxes, as we talked about.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And trying to make my process that much simpler, quicker, so I have more time, not just time to do other things, time for my family, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important to me. The most important commodity that we have is our time.
It's the only thing we can never get back.
Yeah.
It's funny. That was
Benjamin Franklin that said that. Benjamin Franklin is the one thing. Once time is gone, it can never be.
Yeah, well, he's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, he's a pretty smart guy.
He knew a thing or two. But that's why we said, hey, make that FBM, meet that FBM requirement, lose a couple bucks because you'll make that back. But the time you're going to spend by messing around and everything, you'll miss it, and then you won't make that time back, and it's done and it's gone, and you have to worry about it. No, but hey, so for me, again, we'll have another show next week. I have the other channel with my son, Huddle card collection. There's a link in the description. We went to nationals, so we have a nice little nationals recap and stuff. It was an amazing thing. So we have that channel. We have a break going on Friday night at 9:00 live, where where some teams are going to be for sale, and you can buy them and go from there. And we're doing videos there. Here, we'll pick another topic and we'll get out. We'll be on your channel next week.
Next week on my channel at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
The reselling show.
Show.
I think we should start talking about things to look for for Q4. Or at least I'm saying is the things that I think I should be looking for Q4. So yeah, stay tuned next Wednesday on my channel.
Stay tuned. We'll see everybody. Thank you very much. Have a great week and keep selling and go ahead and be successful. Talk to you guys later. Bye.